My experience in high school as a tomboy was probably the worst thing ever. Um, and it didn't help that online I would talk to far left freaks, sodomites, closeted sodomites, and things of that sort. So people that would push degeneracy so hard, and it didn't help that staff at my school also did that, and that's all liberal California schools and just Washingtonian and just the states, the Western states are very full of degenerates, and they encourage degeneracy whenever it is possible. And my experience is basically my school had about 4 tomboys. All of them got pruned, and it's that bad. It's really that bad. There's a tomboy genocide going on right now. No one's talking about it. Everybody ignores it. Everybody's ignoring this, and there's only a few people that acknowledge this happening. And basically, they were hardcore trying to train all the tomboys, and some of them did get trained. I can recall one of the theater kids. There's actually 3 theater kids that got trained, and one of the theater kids was this Italian American tomboy. She was just a butch. Like, she wasn't even, and they trained her. And I'm a straight tomboy. I'm a straight tomboy, but yeah, there's about probably 3 straight tomboys that they trained, and this one was a butch though. But I remember that basically. I remember I had her in one of my classes, and she was saying like that she was speaking with her counselor, and her counselor overheard her just say, like, just make a joke, just saying like, I wish I were a guy. It was just a joke. And a lot of women, a lot of kids, especially when you're like a teen, you say dumb things like that. And basically, this theater kid admitted that basically the counselor, right after the counselor heard that, the counselor wanted to train her, basically like was already asking her what pronouns do you want to go by, what name would you like to be called, do you want to identify as trans man or whatever. They're already trying to train her just based on a little joke, comment she made. And basically, the wildest thing is that after this, she even said she felt disgusted by that. They're just trying to train her, because one of her friends at the time was also was like a troon already that got trained. It was going by like some other name. And again, another thing is they change their names and don't tell the parents. So these liberal schools allow kids to change their names and their pronouns, and they won't tell the parents. And again, so one of this tomboy's friends was already trained, and then you got the counselor encouraging this, and basically this tomboyish girl ended up injecting hormones, and I'm not sure if she got top surgery, but I think she just injected hormones, and she was growing a beard and all that. It's pretty sad, her voice definitely changed. She used to do choir, so it's pretty sad how they were actively training tomboys, and how they're actively training tomboys right now. And they were trying to get to me too, but I was raised really Protestant Christian. I broke away from that after I came across noticers. So ironically, I came across, not necessarily ironically, because once you understand how the world functions, you see what's going on. But I broke out of this by coming across basically like noticers, far right people, and that's basically what got me out of there. And I have nothing against them, regardless of even recent experiences are one of the best. I have nothing against them, and I really, I thank God, thank the Lord that He made me come across some noticers and put some sanity back in that brain of mine. And I was an advanced placement student, and two of these tomboys that I got trained were also in my AP classes. So it's like they were just targeting very autistic sort of tomboys, and also it wasn't like they were just training the most retarded kids. I've always been a talented kid, and when I was in first grade, I had like a high school reading level, college reading level, whatever. And so they go for like very autistic kids. And like my high school alone trained like fucking 4 tomboys. So you see how bad tomboy genocide is. And they're trying to get to me, but thankfully they never did. But now we have this whole thing where they're letting troons into women's sports and stuff like that. And California, I got word that Gavin Newsom is like signed some bill that doesn't require the schools to tell parents when their kids want to go by different pronouns or names or whatever. And again, they're hiding this from the parents. They're grooming the kids. And a lot of these libraries have very disgusting books about sodomy and perversion, and sodomy and perversion in the LGBT alphabet fucking community, alphabet people. And basically, like, they're invading everything from women's sports to public libraries to public school libraries. They're just really trying to groom the youth. And as someone who is very against Tomboy genocide, I plan to speak out against this. I don't care how many times I get banned, because I've gotten banned a plethora of times on Meta, on everywhere. So just stay tuned for more sort of like conversations, because sometimes I really have sort of like interesting topics to talk about, and just things that I've noticed and seen and experienced and, researched. So just stay tuned for future videos.